We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about US elections. It's today. Today is the day that the Americans go and vote and decide for the next president and bring clarity to the markets with that. And obviously, we are going to look at a couple of developments in the crypto space as well, because also here in Germany, some company decided to mine Bitcoin. It's actually not a small deal. That is interesting. And then we also want to see what is going on with Ecomi hitting new cycle lows, I would say. Not all-time lows, but cycle lows. Let's discuss all of that and make sure to stay for the entire live stream. So, good morning, each and every one of you. I see a couple of people here. I mean, it's Tuesday. It's normal that it's a little bit slower, but we have 10 people in the house, so please smash up the like button, first of all. And then also we have Trucking Hank saying good morning. We have Jasper Frank, Trump for the win, and Patrick Bultman also. Good morning to you. Good morning to each and everyone. I want to thank my rare hodlers very quickly for always supporting me on this journey, even if you sometimes agree or don't agree with me. I really appreciate each and everyone sticking around. And yeah, Omi, yeah, exactly, right. And yeah, so thanks for sponsoring this channel to all of you. If you're here, big shout out. For that. But if you want to become a rare hodler, it's sufficient to just hit the subscribe button to the channel and then become a channel member, right? So there's only one membership. You can become a member, and that is sponsoring the channel in a way that I'm not chilling like this. You know when channels are like, oh, here, this is Prime XBT, or this is what is the other one? Crypto bit, I don't know what exchange with affiliate link. No. We're not going to do that here. At least not now, right? I mean, if someone in 5 years comes around and offers me like big monies, maybe, but not if the rare hodlers are growing. So anyways, not going to happen now. Let's check out Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has a green day after a sequence of several red days in a row. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red days in a row, pre-election, and on the election day, the bounce, right? So the uptrend is intact. It's all good. I mean, people are crying always when Bitcoin price goes down, but overall, this would be an uptrend, right? From here to here to here. We are not even close to hitting this line at the moment. So we are fine regarding that. But let's check out what is going on in the world. I found this interesting. Someone else is also making the same analysis and thoughts about, hey, what's going on after the elections usually, right? So what the stock market typically does after the US elections, according to history. Stocks typically rise after presidential elections, but investors need to be prepared for short-term choppiness first, history shows. So right after the election, a little bit of choppiness. The three major benchmarks on average have seen gains between election day and year end in the presidential election year going back to 1980. So this is a almost 45-year history where this is always true, and very potentially we are having that same thing also for crypto. And I'm also not the only one that makes the argument that maybe it doesn't matter who wins in the long run for Bitcoin, right? And I'm going to put this in perspective in a second, but here again we see the federal debt, Fed debt versus BTC. By the way, why is that not showing here? Debt versus BTC. You see, right, debt is rising, BTC is rising, right? Debt is curving out a little bit. BTC has a bottom usually. Now debt is rising quite a bit, and whenever that happens, Bitcoin price is usually following. So yeah, in that sense, it doesn't matter who wins, right? But it does matter who wins in another perspective, and that is, or from another standpoint, and that is obviously, what about altcoins? What about Ethereum? What about Solana? What about whatever, your Degen meme shitcoin? I would say the climate would be way better for all these altcoins if Trump wins, right? And it would be way worse if Kamala wins, because if Kamala wins, very likely the SEC is going to have another 4 years in this, in the same way, plus very likely some taxes on crypto and altcoins that no one wants to see in this space, right? So that's the likelihood, right? These are the things that you could say. Hey, Chris Klein, what's going on? Good morning. MVE, bye. Good luck, everyone. So yeah, good to see you guys. And also here, look at that. This is the Google search trend for US president. I mean, we could also pull it up ourselves, but you see there's only one spike, and then no one searches for who's the US president anymore, making the argument here that it really is only interesting in that way during the elections, and then obviously everyone knows who's the US president, but also no one Googles for presidency anymore because no one really cares, right? Then everyday life comes back and so on. In the broader scheme of things, like US debt and so on, obviously it does matter for policy. And that will be the influencing factor. Like, how high are your taxes? How much, whatever, like debt is made for certain purposes, right? That yes, that matters. But everyone has to print money, and that drives the price of Bitcoin higher. So here we have a prediction for today from election time. So saying this is my final 2024 election map forecast. In 2020, I was 100% accurate in predicting Joe Biden's 306 to 232 electoral college victory. Today, I have Trump winning the 2024 election with 287 electoral votes. So very close, or closer, I would say. So Donald Trump might be winning, right? According to this, and if this guy's right, I mean, this guy has been right before, so he must be right now. Obviously not, but I mean, it could be happening. I don't know. Like, for example, if I look at these US states as a German person, right, as a German guy, I barely can get figure out what the name is, right? So I can figure out that this is Texas and this is California and whatever, right? But and for the most, like Illinois, Ohio, or something like that. But do I know what exactly how the populace is leaning in? I don't know, in Iowa. I have no idea, right? I have no idea. I've not been to most of, like, I've been literally to 2 states in the US in my life, right? Two states, and I've seen nothing, right? So do I know? No, I don't know about the US. No idea. Let's see here. Chris says, I see a pump no matter what at this point. What narrative of altcoins do you think will pop first? I believe AI. And after that, the election. I don't know, because of it could be also gaming first. Because of the off the grid and whatever, right? So if they have nice inflows and it's popping off, something like gaming infrastructure and so on could be pop first. AI will pop for sure. I don't know if it will be first or second or whatever. Will pop once more. But I think only when Bitcoin dominance turns around, comes down. Not the time yet. Chris Klein says, had a coin called Trump Cat 1, put in 10 and made 300 in 2 days back in July. Good. That's pretty good. Like, that's good 30x return. Motili, good morning to you. Gaming Floki, yeah, maybe. We will see. But this is, if this happened this way, I mean, it looks realistic, right? Then also, like the pullback that we had here, right? You see this pullback? Like, everyone's like, if it hits that line, I'll buy. I'll take the trade. I don't know. If it pulls back, I buy. And then like a little bit later, it's like, chart looks awful, I'm not buying. It's like, if it comes back to this level, I'm buying. And it comes back to this level, I'm not buying that shit. So it's always the same story, right? Everyone's like, oh, if it comes back one more time, I'm going to re-enter. Now it is back at 67k or so. It's like no one wants to re-enter. That's the mentality. Okay, big news from Germany, Telekom. So German Telekom is testing, or here it's called Deutsche Telekom, is testing mining using excess energy. Okay. Kudos for doing the work and exploring its practice, monetizing excess energy through BTC mining and thereby facilitating the build-out of renewable energy, stabilizing the grid, has been an industry talking point for years. If successful at scale, it could be a game changer for Germany's energy transition and serve as alternative to energy storage or the conversion of excess energy to gas, both in their early days and not without their challenges. Interesting, right? So this is a very interesting thought. So how do you stabilize energy, or how do you save energy? All the time, people were basically thinking about how do we build a battery, store energy, and then get the energy out? But what if you could convert the energy into hash power in the Bitcoin network, gain Bitcoin with it, and if you need more energy, basically, you can buy it for Bitcoin or whatever, right? From your neighbor states or I don't know, from wherever there is more stability, right? And thereby create an equilibrium. So you would basically store excess green energy in Bitcoin and then at some point reconvert if needed. But that would, first of all, help the Bitcoin network, stabilize the Bitcoin network. Secondly, would basically lead to more even state adoption, as I think the state has a couple of percent in German Telecom. And obviously that would be something that also the states, the municipalities, the governments could do on their own, right? So it's a very interesting thought. And if all the companies with like excess energy and so on in the world would adopt such a mechanism, that would be crazy for the Bitcoin network, right? So in 2024, renewable sources accounted for around 65% of Germany's electricity generation. Challenges with surplus energy have led to negative electricity prices, at times even requiring Germany to pay other countries for excess power. So that's exactly what I meant, right? This is not a small actor chasing a headline. German Telecom is the largest telecom provider in Europe with 40% market share in mobile services in Germany. German Telecom has been running various validator nodes for other proof of stake networks and a Bitcoin node for quite a while too. So they are definitely dipping their toes into this. And they're not the first to do so, but they are a very big player going into that direction, that type of adoption. It's not only, oh, let's put some Bitcoin in the balance sheet. No, no, no. It's like finding new business models, basically, and new ways of utilizing the Bitcoin network in our world. I think that's pretty cool. So I don't know about you, but I think that's really neat. And then also we have something from the US. First state pension fund buys Ethereum ETF. So we didn't really talk about Ethereum ETFs in the past because Ethereum was just doing not really well, right? But the state of Michigan files 13F, discloses new ETH ETF holdings and becomes a top 5 holder of ETH ETF. So could this be the turnaround for Ethereum, right? So who are the top holders, right? Galicia Asset Management in Argentina, Digital Currency Group Inc., DRW Securities LLC, and then here State of Michigan Department of Treasury. We also see like Commonwealth, Equity, and what else is there? Kingswood. Yeah, so some private, some state funds. So it's starting. We can see it everywhere, and people are too bearish, in my opinion. Too bearish on Bitcoin, too bearish on Ethereum, too bearish on Cycle, too bearish on everything. Like people have a very negative stance at the moment, and I think that's wrong, given the fact that money printing is happening left and right, and adoption is happening left and right. Yes, sure, there will be a top to a cycle at some point and a very nasty bear market again. But right now, I think too bearish. Given also that the U.S. elections are basically marking this hockey stick, whatever, a big pump, God candle, green, big dildo forming chart, right? So we're just on this pullback, and we will see how it turns out, right? But I think that's it. Smash the like button. Yes, please. Please smash the like button, everyone. That would be awesome. Okay, running through this here. Bitcoin historical holdings by total ETFs, right? Total ETFs, very, very big holdings, right? First time in history, 1 million, and it didn't even take a year to absorb 1/21th of the entire Bitcoin supply. Very likely more than that of the available Bitcoin supply, as about 4 million Bitcoin at least are lost forever. So in less than a year, they really bought this. Value of all the Bitcoin ETFs, approximately 70 billion. That's nothing compared to what could flow into this, right? So that means 1 million is at the moment tied up, locked up in these ETFs, meaning there's probably only 15 million or so available for everyone else, given that 4 million might be locked, of which the plebs hold about 50%. So it's time for the plebs to stack more Bitcoin, right? More sats. I have an interesting target for Bitcoin here. I found this very interesting. Target remains the same. This guy says, my Bitcoin price target is 238,855 exact. I arrived at this price target by Googling the distance between the Earth and the Moon and converting it from miles to dollars. I mean, if this works, I don't know. If this is the exact target, I will go crazy, right? I mean, then we would have everything in this year, in this cycle, like from people killing a squirrel because it's MAGA or something like that, to calculating the new Bitcoin top by the distance from here to to a, not the planet, but to a, how do you say this? Like in Germany, it's like accompanying objects, like Trabant, something like that. I don't know how this is in English. So we're not going to go over all of the big charts. We're just taking a look at Bitcoin dominance going nuts still. 60.50, 60.54, crazy Bitcoin dominance. It's just on a tear. I mean, look at this. This is the fourth green week in a row. Bitcoin going nuts. We will see how this turns out. And the other, like altcoins getting wrecked. So also not about how it should turn out. Still bouncing from this previous support here. But at some point this will change. At some point this will turn around. I don't know if it's right now or in a month or I don't know. But at some point this will turn. And then we have Ecomi. Unfortunately, Omi is not doing well. It's on price discovery to the downside cycle wise. We are hitting 0003. So since we dropped out of this wedge, we literally dropped 10% in a couple of days. So that's looking like a capitulation event or something like that. Maybe, I mean, we have seen drops like that many times, and every time we thought it might be capitulation. But nice. Green Lantern, GM boys, waiting on that rocket. 13 of you guys don't like this channel or this stream. Hit the like button to show otherwise. But here we go, right? We are waiting for the whales to make their move, if they are making their move. But we are waiting for the whales to make their move. We are waiting for the adoption, for the news on Ecomi, and the theory so far that I don't buy any OMI has worked out, because I can buy very cheap now if I want to. But until I see any bottom forming signs or so, I'm not going to do so, because there's no guarantee that we don't lose this as well, this imaginary psychological support, where you could see something like this, and then bam, and then you go even lower, right, to 2.5 or whatever. So is it possible? Absolutely possible to go lower. How low? We are not sure, but definitely it is a possibility to if you're bullish, then you're getting insane entry prices right now. If you're bearish, you can just stay out of it and look how it's performing. But at the moment, it's getting wrecked by the same mechanism also. It's unfavorable for altcoins. And then also, there's not much news going around around OMI, right? So that is what's going on. And then, with regards to what's happening in space, everyone is at the moment playing Pokemon TCG, right? And this has a good and a bad thing to it, I would say. The good is, everyone is jumping on digital collecting. The bad thing is, it's not NFTs. So as this guy here says, why am I buying non-NFTs? Yeah, right. Why? Yeah, because people are still don't know yet, or they don't realize that they don't have ownership of these cards. At least maybe in the background, and then it will be revealed later. But people are spending money on microtransactions to buy more packs on a game that gives you virtually nothing in return. So I'm using the free. I also enjoy it. I buy everything that's free, right? But I don't spend money on this. So the big question is, when will people demand ownership, right, of such things, and say, hey, I'm not going to play this if I cannot own it later, right? Really own it. So yeah, that is where Veve at least has a better stance. I mean, there's still like the discussion going on between Veve fam and blockchain maxis, whether how big real this is because layer 1 and so on. But there is a tool to measure metadata and to give you ownership and whatever, right? Within that that thing. So on, for example, on the Pokemon, you don't have this quality is, by the way, pretty insane, right? Of this collectible. So this is coming out. It's the last Wolverine drop, and then the Wolverine series is complete. But we see here this collectible. So you can't take them off into a wallet, obviously, but you have a secondary market, and that's, for example, not a given at Pokemon. Yeah. This, I would say, this is a new level of, like, all these Wolverines are a new level of quality, right? Of collectible quality. So in this regard, Veve is doing pretty well. Veve is doing pretty well in this regard. Look at that. Wolverine Old Man Logan. And then there's also the Death of Wolverine fitting to the end of the Wolverine series, coming as a comic, which is also good to see, right? What else? Yeah, we discussed yesterday that there's scam. The Death of Wolverine is coming out today. Today is coming out this comic. Then there are also these this week Veve humilities and so on. And at the moment with Ben, they're doing a lot of like communication and updates. So this all is really, really good. I like that a lot. So reading trees, Veveverse preview, Halloween drops, quick weekly recap and so on. This all is available now. Weekly recaps. I like this a lot. Wolverine quality is pretty good. Yes, I agree with you. And don't forget, like, if we are looking back, let's say in 4 years or in 5 years back on the first Veve collectibles, it's not a problem that there are some shitty quality collectibles in. They might even get some extra nostalgia value because of being designed shitty, like Elektra, for example, right? So this might be something that just adds into like this was the early days, and here the quality became even better, right? So this in itself is not a problem. Yeah, it's only a question of whether digital collecting in that sense is getting more adoption or not. Blaze says, I want my Apple AR glasses. We're still early as fuck for digital collectibles. I agree. And maybe, so this is a question where you say, maybe we were too early with Veve, but on the other hand, you could say we were, or people were wrong on other projects, and Veve has growth. It's not rampant, massive, like out of space growth, but Veve has growth. And yeah, I would say also when excitement comes back, many of these dormant wallets of these 660k, like, I mean, a lot of them are bot wallets, but other wallets might be back in time. And then, yeah, and we also can, let's check out quickly, what is the name, like, is Veve bot or so? Veve feed, there you go, Veve feed. So this is a premium feed that you only have when you can only join when you have a secret rare Thor. But on that, there must be like daily user numbers, secondary market volume estimation. Let's see. So I bet that the user numbers actually are suffering at the moment on Veve because of the Pokemon TCG, right? People are not playing two things at once. Veve unique users +5. Where's the daily users? Can we see them? Where's the daily users? Airdrops, active wallets, buyers, sellers, minters, 1,500. So interesting is that, so this was November 3rd, but here are about 550 more active users than at the worst times. And there were even times where the active users were below 1,000. So let's see if we also have this for yesterday. Do we have that for yesterday? We don't, right? Yeah, we don't have it for yesterday. I think maybe it's coming out today or something like that. But the bottom line is that the user numbers are quite okay-ish. Let's see another day. Stats. Oh, here, for example. Here you see a slow day, maybe a no-drop day or something like that. 950, right? So between 950 and 1,500 of 660k in total wallets, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, this is how a really bad day looks, in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, we would like to see steady growth on these daily active users, and we see that the more exciting the drop is, the more exciting also the more people are logging actually in. So people are following what is going on, but obviously people are not logging in every day for every drop, as there are too many drops for most people to follow up. So people have to decide what they're collecting. Let's say you're collecting Lamborghini cars and you're only logging on for those drops, then obviously you're only logging on once every couple of months, right? Blaze says, we caught the bubble early on, but there will be another. It's just going to make more time than most expect or hope for. Yeah, it's just going to take more time. Yes, I would agree. So I think it takes way more time. I think the next run might be if Bitcoin tops out mid 2025 and the altcoins run into the end of 2025, maybe that's in the end of 2025 when we will see a Veve run, right? But until then, a lot of time is going to pass, and yeah. So overall, guys, we're having interesting times ahead. Actually, let's see quickly what we had in big market sales on the market. So yesterday we had 3 sales of partner statue only yesterday. These are the only grails that sold, and it's not the same wallet. Actually, it looks the same, but it's not the same wallet. So 3 different people. Apparently also someone sold their Todd mint 37 Batman, but that's about it. Like that's about the grails that were listed. Yeah. So guys, make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, with notifications on. Today is going to be a very interesting day. We are going to find out, or in the US at least it will be today, where people will find out who is going to be the next president. Very likely finding out. And yeah, so today a little bit shorter stream, but no problem. Smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and let me know in the comments below what you think about all these topics. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I catch you in the next live stream. Enjoy your coffees and have a good one, everyone. Bye.